Alright guys, as you know, it's Friday. Well no, it may be Saturday for some of you that see this, but it's Friday here. Today, I decided to put you on my little tripod so that I can move around, because I do all this talking about stuff in the room and then I don't figure out, because I'm not savvy with my phone. I've yet to invest in a camera, mainly because, you know, I'm not at that point yet. Maybe if things got a little, should we say, more exciting, more subscribers and more views, maybe it'd be time to set up a little bit more professionally. But anyway, today I decided to just be a little bit different. A little bit off the cuff. Still waiting to see the thing. Still waiting to figure. I got to set up for that. I really do. Sorry, I've had a really busy last few days, but nonetheless, today I figure, you know I've talked about some of these guitars, and I've talked about the amps, and I've talked about the pedals. I've talked about inspirations. But I decided, you know what, let's talk about some of my other interests. I mean, obviously the music thing's there. Obviously it's going to be there. Obviously I've put some videos up of me riding the Harley. You know, I figure why not? I talked about myself at the very first video I did, but some of my other interests that I thought it'd be cool to share, some of the things that outside of the music and everything. I've shared some golf stuff. I love playing golf. I'm not very good at it. I'm okay-ish, but shared some of that. But some of my other things that I like to do is just creatively. I do find myself, you know, when I go out on hikes and things like that, I'm really interested in some of the wildlife. And I think in my last video, I passed a comment, and I thought it was time to touch on that, because it's kind of humorous for me. And that is the Bigfoot thing. So when we were kids, this is a little story just to throw at you real quick, kind of funny. We went to camp, and we were up in the mountains. And anyway, so here we were, Camp Hemahomie or something, up in Wrightwood, California. And about middle of the night, I think I was in 6th grade. Our 6th grade teacher decided to play a trick on us, and they had a PA system up there, so he had these Bigfoot calls put over the PA. And man, I remember I was like, what is that? And everyone said they had sighted a Bigfoot, and they thought that's what it was. And, you know, I was at a loss. I didn't know, what's a Bigfoot? But anyway, from that point forward, it became sort of a, nah, that doesn't exist. Quit pulling my leg. And to this day, reading all the clippings and watching all the videos and all that, and so watching these ones on here on YouTube, it kind of, I don't know, it kind of just cracks me up that, is it? So outside of my music, and as I said, I'm not gonna be the guy that every week goes on and says I went to, you know, Northern California or Canada or wherever it is that they say they are, looking for them. But it definitely is, you know, it's on my mind. And I know there are a ton of people out there who be going, oh, come on, dude, stop it. I don't know. I just watch these videos, and I thought I had to share that since I mentioned it in the last video, that it would kind of, I could slide it into this one of the Bigfoot, huh? There's people that are convinced it's out there. There's people that are convinced it's not out. There's the people that are convinced there's aliens out there. There's people that'll tell you, stop it. I'm no one to judge. I have no idea. I've never stumbled across anything that has made me stop and think, what was that? So that's one of the things that I find interesting. And the reason I'm bringing that up, like I say, is I'm going to talk about some of the other things that I find interesting. Just thought I'd take this video to do that. Yeah, that definitely is one of those things that has me going, I don't know. I'm not going to judge. I don't know. So that I find interesting. I find the snake thing. Again, I don't have any snakes. There's none in my house. There's none around my house that I'm aware of. I find it interesting. So basically what I'm saying is I find all different things outside of playing guitar or trying to learn music or riding the Harley or playing golf. There's tons of stuff that's interesting to me. And I mean tons of stuff that's really super interesting. You know, and I know I talk about these people in my other videos, but I just thought I'd take to say that's outside of, because I do have people that go, you know, outside of the music or whatever, you know, outside, you know, what else do you do type thing. Well, that's my things that I find interesting. I think I said before, I'm a health coach. I do that. I help people that think that, you know, working out, you know, 3 hours a day at the gym and running on the treadmill and doing all that is going to outrun that food they're eating. And I teach them that. So there. That's my other thing that I enjoy doing. I really do enjoy interacting with people that way. But yeah, sorry, the snake thing. See, I get so distracted. It's unreal. The snake thing's interesting. It really is. I find it interesting. The camping out in the middle of nowhere and building a hut out of nothing. I find that stuff interesting. I find that there's so many interesting things out there right now. It just really does kind of, you know, it really does to me keep me, you know, keeps my mind working, I guess, should we say. It really is, you know, interesting. So outside of doing the music, outside of doing other things, I find a lot of things very interesting. I really do. And I love creative people. Musically, artists, you know, painting, art. You have a talent and you do, you know, you enjoy doing it. That stuff makes me super happy. It really does. Anyway, that was just a little bit of what I wanted to throw at you today. Kind of put it out there. I'm gonna do some guitar work at the end here. I am. And today I think I'm gonna play the Wolf guitars, or at least one of them. And the reason I'm gonna do that is because they're a super cool guitar. The natural and burgundy and then the gold are all made by the same company. Great guitar. So I am at the end going to do some of that. I just wanted to touch on some of the stuff that I thought was, you know, the big tooter dude. I just had to, and some of the other stuff. But it you know, if you've ever thought you've had an experience, and again, I'm not getting into this, but You got to tell me the story. I told you mine. Not that I experienced it. It's just the funny side of it. But if anyone sees this and goes, what? Yeah, put it down there. I find it interesting that people really do. Again, there's people that really believe, and I'm not saying I don't. I'm not saying I do. I don't want people coming in, and going, oh man, put an aluminum hat on. What else do you believe in? No, it's interesting. So those are some of the other things I wanted to share that interest me. Super duper. I'm really into watching it, anything and everything. Unless it's super boring. If it's something like watching paint dry. Yeah, I'm good. But anyway, that's this part of the video. I'm going to pick up one of these wolves. So I'm going to pause for a minute. And the next snippet, I'll hopefully have the, I think I'll play the gold top. No, maybe the burgundy. The natural one's good too. But anyway, let's go through the tones of those. And let's just give it a whirl. See what we think of them. Let's just do the gold one, the gold top, because they all pretty much sound the same. But a gold top's a gold top, right? So let's do a pause for the cause. And then when I come back, we'll finish up. I'm back. Alright guys, so here's the gold top. Alright, it's a super nice guitar. I don't know how the tone's gonna come across on YouTube land through my phone. It's not like we're in a studio, but as you can hear, it's got a lot of so it is, and it does really kind of, on the, so you get that nice, So they all pretty much sound the same. Great guitars. Figured I'd throw it in at the end. I don't want to not do something about music. Just touched on some of the other stuff, obviously, that I find interesting. But these are great guitars. I can't complain, to get that Les Paul tone. Obviously I'm playing through a modulated amp, so it's kind of hard for you guys to really judge, but it really does, and it can really keep it up, you know, if you're gonna. It's just got a really nice, you know. So yeah, again, it's Wolf Company. This one's the oh man, I can't remember the name of it, and I can't read the name on it. I'll look it up, but nonetheless, not sponsored, endorsed, or anything by any of these people. I just wanted to talk about these because I show them all the time on the wall behind me, and I don't really talk about them, mainly because I'm constantly using something with a Floyd Rose or something heavy metalish or rock and rollish, should I say. And yet these things right here, I picked them up the other day and started just going to town on them and realizing, you know what, these things are just as freaking powerful and awesome. So I just wanted to touch at the end of this video on these. I think definitely worth it. Believe it or not, this guitar was, I think, less than $500, and yet it's sounds great. Again, hopefully it comes across through, you know, a modulated amp, through an iPhone, onto YouTube. Anyway, thanks for sticking around for another, you know, chat and hang out and whatnot. Like and subscribe. You don't have to like everything. Hopefully I do something a little bit more exciting. I'm still trying to figure out which amp to yank away from the wall so we can go over this thing and review it and see what we can come up with. And I'm also probably 2 weeks out now from going to Florida. When we go to Florida, I'm definitely going to do some footage in Florida. So hang in there. Hopefully be able to run into there's a couple of YouTubers I'm going to try and run into while I'm out there. I don't know whether it'll happen, but I'm going to try. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. Just remember my name now. Remember, it's right there. It's right there, I think. Like and subscribe. Have a freaking amazing weekend, man. I want you to just stay safe. Enjoy the weather, except isn't there Elsa or something creating havoc outside of Frozen? I don't know, something like that. Till next time, peace and much love.